What you're looking at behind me is one of the greatest sports sedans in the world, the 556 horsepower supercharged Cadillac CTS V. Last July, we pitted this amazing Cadillac against one of the ultimate sports sedans in the world, the BMW M5, and the Cadillac won. A couple months later, we brought along Jaguar's new supercharged XFR, and again, Cadillac emerged victorious. But new for 2010 is perhaps the greatest sports sedan Mercedes-Benz has ever made, this E63 AMG. With the E63, Mercedes has increased the horsepower over the outgoing edition. This new 6.2-liter hand-built V8 makes 518 horsepower, and yet it's more fuel efficient than ever before. It connects to a 7-speed paddle shift automatic with a wet startup clutch. It can shift as fast as 100 milliseconds in sport mode. All new front suspension. The track on this car is almost 2 inches wider than on the conventional E-Class. You also get an air suspension in the back for exceptional body control and a great ride. Great interior upgrades. Now it's time to pit this masterful new Mercedes against Cadillac's formidable CTS V. First up, we'll head to the test track. At the test track, the CTS V and the E63 are as close as two super sedans can get. 0 to 60, they both run it in 4.1 seconds. In the quarter mile, the Cadillac has a 1/10 of a second edge, 12.4 seconds at 117.9 miles an hour versus 12.5 at 114.5 for the Benz. In braking, the Cadillac has a very slight edge, stopping from 60 miles an hour in just 106 feet. The E63 does the same in 108 feet. Maximum grip on both cars is identical, an impressive 0.95 G. But the Benz has a very slight edge in our patented figure 8 test, running it in 24.8 seconds versus the Cadillac's 25 flat. So those are the instrumented numbers, and now we know which of these two bad boys the computer likes best. But today we've brought them out to the high desert of California, specifically the streets of Willow Racetrack, for some full-on hot laps. This is where the real cage fight begins. First up, the Cadillac CTS V. Okay, first up, we're in the reigning champion, the Cadillac CTS V here at Willow Springs. Step deep into that 556 horsepower motor. You can feel, if I wait till the red line to hit the shift button, it will actually snag just a little bit. You really got to anticipate the upshift with the paddles here behind the wheel. We're in full manual mode, competitive StabiliTrak session. You can feel the rear end, well, I can feel the rear end coming around just a little bit there, and you got to be quite gentle with the throttle because it easily rotates the car. There's just so much wonderful power with this supercharged Corvette motor. This being a conventional automatic 6-speed with paddles. And nowadays you're getting more and more cars that have dual clutch manuals that just shift so much quicker, and you miss that in a car with this kind of motor. You really want to exploit it. Coming on to the fastest part of the back straight here. And you see how the transmission hangs just a little bit. And if I shift earlier like that, we're right on the button. Again, some new asphalt here, you got to negotiate this carefully. Slow second gear corner. And you see the tail comes right out. You can really play with the throttle if you want to. Makes this car a lot of fun to drive. And that's a lap of Willow Springs Street Circuit in the Cadillac CTS V. Okay, time for the Challenger. We're in the Mercedes E63 AMG. Onto the front straight, my boots all the way down into that 518 horsepower V8. Wonderful sounds from this motor. Already I can feel that the Mercedes with its 7-speed has a wet startup clutch and the paddles, and it just shifts a little bit more crisply than the Cadillac. In fact, shifts can be as fast as 100 milliseconds in manual mode, which is what we're in now. To me, right now, I can feel the front end biting really nicely, and the tail is just a little bit more planted than the Cadillac's. Cadillac, of course, has more power, so it's even easier to break those rear tires loose. But this Mercedes is really turning in beautifully. Quick downshift there with the paddles. Again, the transmission is just so well behaved. Powering onto this back straightaway here. We've got the suspension in full stiff mode, stability in sport mode, just beautifully planted. Well, this is just a terrifically well balanced and sorted car. Really enjoying this. Back onto the front straightaway here at Streets of Willow Circuit in the Mojave Desert, and that's a lap in the new Mercedes E63 AMG. Around the Willow Springs Street Circuit, the two cars are so close that we're going to call their lap times a draw. But the numbers only tell part of the story. We still have our subjective driving impressions to consider, and it's here that the E63 AMG edges ahead. The CTS V remains a monumental sports sedan. The breathtaking 556 supercharged horsepower, impressive grip, and outstanding brakes, it's a formidable contender, and it deserved its win against the M5 and the Jaguar XFR. The E63 AMG, though, is just that little bit more polished. It's got a beautifully executed interior with none of the glitz of the Cadillac. The ride is superior in the Benz, too, and the controls just that much more fluid and accurate. Is it worth some $20,000 more than the Cadillac CTS V? That's for you to decide. But we're calling the winner in this comparison test, and it's the brand new Mercedes-Benz E63 AMG.